Hey everybody, I'm Nate Savage. This is Savage 5050. Thanks for tuning in. I'm here with my good friend, Teacha Dee. What's
Blessed
going on,
love and
Teacher?
honor. Savage, pick up yourself, you don't know. Blessed love and honors. All Jamaicans tuning in. Blessed
Nice.
celebration day, emancipation and independence into one.
Okay, okay.
Blessed love, yeah.
So you got the name Teacher. You was actually a real teacher before, right?
Yes, I did 12 years as a secondary teacher doing physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
Okay,
complementary computer, IT at the time.
right. And
Yes.
where are you from?
I I am from Westmoreland in Jamaica. That
Okay.
is the Negril side. I grew up as a country guy, you know what I mean? But I was smart and decided not to pursue my true love first. And I decided to be a teacher. So I started that in 1999 and I continued until 2011 into 2012.
Okay, so and currently you live in Germany, right?
Yes, I am based here for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am Jamaican still. I go to Jamaica every chance I get. And knowing the kind of music I do roots music.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in Jamaica was not really conducive to what I was doing at the time. And so I tend to market my music towards Europe. So I am yet to really market my music to the English market.
Okay.
So I have done a lot of marketing in Europe, all these languages, and I also speak German now. And I
Okay.
am now doing some marketing in the Latin market. So the English market is still waiting a little bit, but it's the time now, I think.
Yeah, and I discovered you like maybe 5, 6 years ago, and all I did was like I was trying to learn about like what Rastafari, and I just typed in YouTube like Rasta music, and
Yeah,
you was actually the first guy that actually popped up, and then I started listening, and it was like it was so good because it was so positive based from like the rap music I was listening to. It was like
yeah.
real negative, and I wasn't trying to be in that place anymore. And I appreciate your music.
I remember you.
Yeah.
This is the thing. As an artist, I try always to find some time to speak to my fans and supporters, and
You
they
do a good
become
job
friends
getting
like
back to
family.
people.
Yes, I was never one to hide away or become this star in hiding or something. I got abused a lot, but I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember when you reached out and I was looking at your profile, like, yeah, this you. So I am
Yeah.
very proud of what you're doing now. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I'm
And I am
proud of
happy
you.
to help. I'm happy to help.
Yeah. And now, how long have you been doing music?
Whoa. So I have been doing music since I was 6 or 7. When I was younger, I just always remember singing, and that is why they call me Demas. Um, it was just a joy for me to sing. I did not really wish to do anything else but singing. Anywhere the crowd is, I will be there. It was just from that time. But if you ask about professional music, where you go into studio now, where I was no longer the school DJ and the popular DJ in the countryside, in 1998 to 97, that time was the first time I went into a studio in Montego Bay, and I was taught how to properly record music and the rules and laws that I did not understand. So I was always a singer in my community from, as I told you, as long as I can remember. Everyone in my family called me Demos or Teach. I was always singing. It's my pastime. Anything I'm doing, I'm singing. So 98, 97 was when I was introduced to professional recording and
Was you
was
ever a
told
fan
about
of
being
like,
off key and these things. Yeah.
yeah. Well, let me ask you, was you ever a fan of like gangster rap music? Did you ever get into that?
Of course. In DMX Jerusalem Soul, I remember the first time I went from Westmoreland to Montego Bay, my mom, she was a big fan of the Rough Riders, you know.
Oh yeah, I
And the
remember.
first time I saw this album cover, you know, it was crazy for me, and it was just hard, you know, very hard. And I spent my college days, we watch a lot of Rap City, and I used to listen to all of Ludacris work. I still
Yeah, yeah.
do follow Redman, Method Man,
You was
Busta
a fan of
Rhymes,
the
of
Roots?
course.
You used to like
Snoop.
the Roots?
Yes, man.
Yeah.
I did not get to listen a lot of the new stuff that is going on, the trap stuff, but I used to listen to the real hip hop. This the real
Oh yeah, yeah.
hip hop, hip hop. So you know, dancehall music, which I was doing at the time, we always have this connection to hip hop. And then in the gangster category, you know, like Tupac and Ice-T, and you know, we hear these stuff. But as I'm saying, the hardest stuff I ever heard as growing
Yeah.
up was DMX, bro. That was crazy stuff, you know.
So
Jerusalem
it's
Soul.
a difference between like you make cultural like type reggae music
Yeah.
versus and that's a difference from like dance reggae music.
Yes. Yes. As I think as a teacher, it became important to me when I understood what the music can do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was in the classroom and I can see the children following the trends. And
Yeah,
as
music is
artists,
not just entertainment. Music goes past entertainment.
yes, we would like to fool ourselves and say that parents should take responsibility, and
Yeah,
yeah, but that is not the full truth. All of us are responsible. And I think this is where we go off on a tangent with a lot of other artists too. Because some artists would like to say, I make my music, but I am not responsible for it. And
right.
in my view, even outside of Rastafari way, everyone should be responsible for
Everybody.
everyone because we are all in one big earth, brethren.
Each one to
So the
each one.
person, yeah, the person who think, okay, I can create some destructive stuff, but you must be responsible, not me. That I'm not that kind of person anymore. But I
Now,
used to sing dancehall music too. Yeah.
right now, and we all did. Now you're a spiritual guy. Like I always say, like Rastafari is like Christianity for the most part. Am I right?
Um, it's not, no. Well, you have Rastafari way,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Rastafarianism.
Okay.
So Rastafari way is a spiritual way of living. It's the best way to describe it. It's just a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Rasta man, you live in connection with the universe, nature, everyone around you. That is why you hear one love and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have Rastafarianism, where a person who lives in Rastafari way can choose to have a kind of religious movement too. You know, so the Ethiopian Orthodox way was one way that connected to the Rastafari movement, and there is Ethiopianism and you know Garveyism. So a lot of Rastas have their way of showing reverence to the Creator, which goes into the ism. But Rastafari way, the way of living is different. It's a oneness. It's just seeing yourself in others. It's becoming one with everything. And that is why you see I take responsibility for what I'm doing to others with my music and these kinds of and thing.
Okay. And you are a believer in God. But you call him Jah,
I
right?
am a Rasta. I am a Rasta man. Yes, we put reverence to the Most High of all, and we understand the importance of the guides and the ones that were before us. Yes,
And Jah is just another way of saying God, right?
go again.
When you say Jah, that's another way of saying God. Am I right?
Jah, yes. Remember, the original sound was Yah,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you know the roots behind that. You have
Right.
Yahweh, Yah, and you know they came up with J, and you get yourself into Jah.
Right.
So we don't wish to use language to confuse
Right.
the ones that we have around. So when we sing to them, we sing directly to their souls inside. We sing to them, and we don't try to code it or hide it. So yes, Yah, Jah,
Mm-hmm.
the Most High,
Right.
all is one.
What is the connection between Rastafari and Ethiopia?
Yes, Rastafari is the name of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie Kedamawi Haile Selassie. Now, when you study the way that Rastafari suggests that we should live, and you understand the significance of Rastafari, then you show this is what we call praises to Rastafari. So a praise, a praise is like when I came on and I said, yo, you're doing good, man. We respect you. And this is what you call a praise. It's like appraisal.
So
It's
it actually started in Ethiopia. It's from Ethiopia, and then Jamaica adapted it.
No, you see, what really happened was that the movement in Ethiopia, that is Ethiopianism, it was there all the time because this reverence for Ethiopia, because the Rastafarians who they study the Bible, and we're not talking just King James version, we're talking deeper versions.
Mm-hmm.
They know the significance spiritually of Ethiopia. So under that umbrella, most of us who are Rastafarians, we have a very high reverence for Ethiopia, His Imperial Majesty, and all those things that we were told to do, because it was not just us. The League of Nations, the United Nations, many visited over 77 nations. Told even America, Mr. Kennedy, Jerusalem Soul, sat with them, spoke with them. So it is not an unknown thing. But to answer your question still, the reverence of Ethiopia, which is known from ever since when they used to call it Abyssinia, saying that it is the abyss down there. They used to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is like, I would say, in quote, is our Mecca, this country where the Lion of Judah, yeah, the kings of kings, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah,
Mm-hmm.
the defender of the faith. So it's the faith we're talking about now. So there's a difference with the faith, and there's a difference with knowing. So when you have faith, you're not totally sure. When you know, is a different thing.
I feel like you kind of explained it in your song, 13 Months of Sunshine.
Yes, yes.
That was a great song, one of my favorites.
Blessed love, man. I really thought that song would be doing much better, but
You
I
never made a
think
video
we will
for it.
get it over time. Some of my songs, I realized that I have been creating my songs at a certain level. And it was very hard for me in the beginning to break it all the way down.
Yeah.
So when I say very hard, is that I don't wish to speak to people as if they don't have any sense, I think it's disrespectful. So I used to sing my songs in such a coded way that it takes a very long time for the listener to get what I'm saying. Because some of them, they listen to the song as if it's just entertainment. if the listener realize this virgin is trying to teach me something, they will get the message. But if they think it's just something to dance to, it will take them a very long time.
What was on your mind when you thought of the song Traffic Lights?
Oh, Ja. Traffic Light Dread. Traffic Light Dread is, I would say, the third deepest song, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It is about just driving and you look at the lights and you
Right.
realize those three colors. You know what I mean?
You
You
was
have the red
explaining.
when
It's the
you're in
same
danger.
everywhere you go.
Everywhere, man. So even if you're in the studio and you're recording and you see it is in green and it goes to a bit orange yellow, it means don't let it go to red. This is not a good quality now.
Right.
So this symbolism is everywhere. So I was reasoning with a Rasta virgin of mine and we were laughing about it. You know, we reason about the colors, you know, and laughing about it. And then
Was he
I said, you know,
inspired?
I'm gonna sing it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna sing it.
Was
So
you
that's
inspired?
another one. A lot of people, I think, this is one song I can use to really see which of my listeners are really connecting to what I'm saying.
Right.
Yes, because that song is so deep
It is deep.
that yes, I did that song, I kind of stepped back the message a bit lighter because I thought that song everyone would just get it.
Yeah.
You know, when I say the traffic light is a dread, they don't get it. So I ease back now and say, all right, I'm going to do the songs a little lighter. And that's why I did the song like Calm Down.
A
You know,
song
Calm Down
I
is,
find a song I
down.
like that's similar to that is Seesaw.
Oh, Seesaw. Well, no, you're talking. Seesaw is the second one.
Yeah.
Seesaw is a message to the children.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why it is also called Seesaw. Um, I was just at a meeting with some friends, and there was a
Right.
seesaw in the yard, and two little children were on it. Just and I was looking at it like this, and I said, "Life is like a seesaw; things go up and down. Be careful not to fall off as the world goes around." So up and down plus around, it's confusing.
Yeah.
So just imagine I'm singing to my child, I'm singing to my grandchild, my great great grandchild. I expect my music to live on and live on. So it's a message to the children how
Yeah.
to approach life, you know, the ups
Yeah.
and
I,
downs.
I love that song. I love it. That's a good song, man. And
Yeah, man, good
it
vibes.
teaches you how to be, because I was listening to it earlier, it's like teach you how to be humble, because if you're all the way at the top, there's no place to go but down.
Yes,
So you don't want to be, you know, disrespecting people and thinking you're better.
Yeah, because in the line that you get it, man, you really get it. In the line where I said, when life is good to you, this I suggest you do. Stay humble all the time. When you, yeah, no, because the thing is, that's why I said this I suggest to you, because I don't wish to tell a man that when you make it, like when you're at the top, you should not be happy, you should not celebrate. That's not true. The true humility of any man is not when he don't have anything. When a man don't have anything, like he's poor, he don't have anything, you say, oh, this man is so humble. No, no. The true test of humility is when a man get things and you look at how he treat people now. You have riches now, you have your house, you have car, you have fame, you have whatever you have that is more than someone else. How do you treat these people now? That is how you know true humility. It's not the man that is already struggling down there and he give him some money and see if he change over.
So let me ask you, was you or are you close to your mother and your father?
My father transitioned Jerusalem Soul in 2017, and yes, even just today I was speaking to my mom. And she's not close to me now,
Yeah.
right here where I am, but we talk on Zoom too. She was the one who gave me Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, he said, Demas, I must see you get this app, Zoom.
Right.
I was like, okay. So I was speaking to her just a while ago before I went on to link with you.
Right. So you was growing up, you was close with your father.
My father, let me say it this way. I was in Jamaica. My father was in the United States. He was in the Bronx.
Okay.
So I understood that I could not see him a lot, but in those times we used to go to what you call a phone booth, and you call and you talk, you
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we spoke not a lot in those times because it's not like now where you have a lot of technology, but on just before he died and so forth, we talked like on the phone and so 'cause he was not a big
You
tech
know,
guy. So.
I thought about your relationship with your father yesterday when I heard the song "Stop Follow People."
Oh, that father that you're referring to now in that song is my grandfather. I
Okay.
I grew up in the West, as I told you, in Westmoreland with my grandfather. Because as I
Mhm.
told you, my father was in the Bronx. Um, my mom was in Montego Bay, and my intelligence and so got me into a school in the western side. So I grew up with my grandfather. So I had a family around me, a very loving family. I was the only grandchild in there. So that's why I went to Montego Bay after, because I went to my mother now when I was finished with that high school down there. Right. So I grew with him and I learned a lot from him, you know,
Yeah.
because I grew up very poor. And when you are poor, and when I say poor, sir, I mean, I mean poor. When you're poor, um, you have, as I said, you have no choice but to really learn humility. And I learned it from being poor. But also, when I was studying and all that, I started to see where I was being encouraged. Even when I was going to teachers college, people were trying to tell me like, you're a teacher now, you're a social worker, you're trying to separate your thinking from some people, you know, like you're now middle class or whatever they were trying to tell me. But I never fell for that. I never tried to separate myself.
Right.
And because of that, I always had a connection with what you call the ghetto people. I have connection with the upper class people because I used to be with them. And I have connections with the country people. So I consider myself a person that has a wide array of awareness around me. There is not one part of society that I can't relate to and understand what is happening, you know? So
Right.
that song is you know when you're young
Hmm.
and a little style come around. I think at that time it was to tie this bandana and twist it this way. And you
Right.
know, you're
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to school, you're trying these style. And I was
Trying to fit in.
getting late. Yeah, I was getting late for school because I was like not so happy, you know,
Yeah.
because I didn't have the money to buy these things to be in the new style. And he found out that I was trying to follow these style that was just no sense.
Hmm.
And he couldn't buy them to me. And he just told me like, hey, just do what you must do. Like, do what you have to do. Stop
That's
follow
it.
people, just do your thing. And I just started to focus that way. But I never found out the true meaning of it until I became a Rastaman.
So
Yeah.
what's the first thing that come to mind when you hear the name Ikamas?
Oh, wait, you have Inika Mousy and you have Ika Mouse. Ika Mouse?
Hmm.
Bam bam bidi bam bam bidi bam bam bidi bang
Yeah.
bidi bam 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 bidi bang. Early Sunday morning, it was a big ganja smuggling. Hey, if I could tell you the first thing is that song is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And just this image of like a Mexican looking at he is just creative, you know, very
Yeah,
creative. Yes, that's the first thing that come to my, as you say it, bang 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 bang. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yes.
So what is the first thing that comes to your mind when I say Prince Emmanuel?
Prince Emmanuel. No, you talk Bobo Shanti. When you say that, I think of Bobo Shanti, I think of my turban, I think of um, some of my friends, them. That's the very first thing that come. Um, Humility and my father too, because my father was a Bobo Shanti. He
Mhm.
was called Bobo, you know, that was his name. But just I wish to, you know, wish that, you know, in those times I could have been around to get a more deeper understanding of the reverence that was around. You get me?
Yeah,
So it's a proud and happy feeling. And then there is a wish I could have been feeling. Yeah, that's what we
yeah.
get. Plus, my friends that I have around that, you know, I have friends that were there in
Mhm.
Bubble Hill, close, studying, understanding things. I learned a lot from some of them. And I have a pin that I wear around too.
Yeah, I see you
Yeah.
wear that. You wear that in some of your videos.
Yes, man. These are special. I don't just have them everywhere, you know. Big up Young Shanti in USA. Young Shanti gave me that one as a gift, you know. Blessed love to
Yeah.
him. Yes, I. Yes, I.
What is the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear Marcus Garvey?
Oh, okay. So when I hear the name Marcus Garvey, there's an image first. The
Mhm.
image is the statue in the Heroes Part there. Then I imagine money. When I
Mhm.
was younger, you know, it was on money. Coming up now, I think of Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like every time I look at Martin Luther King or any imagery of Martin Luther King, it reminds me of Marcus Garvey. Because I know this, I think and I know that this whole imagery was the first time I saw it and read of it was Marcus Garvey, right? And I also think of Saint Anne, and I think of Black Star Liner. Um, I also think of
He was a
just
great
many other
businessman,
things.
by the way, Marcus Garvey. Great businessman.
Yeah,
You know,
but
he did a lot of great business. He was a businessman.
yes, all right. To tell you the truth, I am a person who separate aspects of Marcus Garvey and
Mhm.
hold them close. And there are aspects of Marcus Garvey that I just leave right there where they are.
Yeah.
And not that I don't hold them close, but as with any person that is out there that influence, which is
Yeah.
not really a good thing, but the ones who inspire. So some things about him is an influence to me, and there some things about him is more of an inspiration to me. You
Yes.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his effort, what he was trying to do, and what he did, they are two different things.
Right.
I never mix these up. Most people just look at what a person did and they mix it up with what he was trying to do. I understand what he was trying to do, and I really love what he did. So, what he did inspire me, and some of what he was trying to do, you know, I can see the
You,
influence, you know,
I
like,
I like
yes,
what he was trying to do. If it
yes,
would have worked, I think we might all been better off.
yes. The thing is, you know, the thing is, you know, King, um, you are right in saying so. The truth is, if it's one thing, I have a song that I'm writing about that vibration called Prophecy Must Fulfill. Then I call it the thing prophecy. Just imagine if a man say, watch the inspiration now. If a man say the black man will never know himself until his back is against the wall.
Mhm.
if the black man back is not against the wall, he's not gonna know himself. You see the energy?
Yeah.
So he was way before his time in what I'm saying about the trying to do now. What he was trying to do was way before his time.
Oh yeah.
What he did was in time because it changed a lot of things from saying from Costa Rica to right around the world where he went,
Yeah.
even in Paris, there, everywhere. So he is a great inspiration towards
Everybody should learn about him.
yes, and they try to hide it. You know this song? No one remember old Marcus Garvey. No one remember old Marcus
Yeah.
Garvey. Burning Spear. You must listen to that song. The truth is, King, at the time, he was trying to get the black consciousness going where we must understand that we are not just workers and laborers and those things.
Mm-hmm.
And some got it, but some didn't get it. And that's normal. It's like me doing my music. Not a lot, not everyone will get it.
Right.
Some will not get it. I get that. But the thing is, all of them who were influenced now, go to the influence, all of them who were influenced by him,
Yeah.
over time started to try and cut their own way in front. And that's another problem we have.
Right now in America, we have a racist, Marxist, terrorist organization. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Black Lives Matter.
Oh, hey, let me say something. I remember watching an interview with Lil Wayne. And just a little clip, and they asked him about Black Lives Matter, and he was like, "Oh, you don't tell me Black Lives Matter, my life matter. I know
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter." The truth is, King, sometimes, and this is where, I suggest to you, sometimes things happen for one reason, but you see the Most High, is the most intelligent of us all, and these things can be for a good reason. You get what I'm trying to say? Let me go again. Let me give you an example. If you look through the Bible, I'm going to show you the Bible is good because it gives you a lot of information on how to read up energies. You know, if you look through the Bible and you look at Joseph and his brothers, and his brothers threw him in a hole. You remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then he went on to Egypt. But it was him in Egypt that saved them in the famine. Give them food and say, come. Why I say that is, when I see all these organizations that form with all kind of undertones, and the leaders have this ideology, sometimes I just step back like in the Joseph story and realize that if at least 5 of my brothers can align with it wrongfully, but get a right ideology. That's how the Most High work. So I am not the one who run up and with a flag for this or a flag for that or a flag for this. It's like what I'm going to say now. If I am against war, I am not going to an anti-war rally. I'm going to a peace rally.
So do you support Black Lives Matter?
I do not find myself running with it, but I can't put up a big resistance to it, because even though some people don't understand what is happening, they are following under their own illusion, going one way, which is not too bad. You get what I'm saying?
Is Black Lives Matter out there in Germany?
Yes, sir. It is not just, it is a worldwide movement. And listen what I'm trying to say. The thing about the internet these days is that you can start a movement, and some people get tricked by what you're saying.
Yeah.
But they, in the trickery, is moving that way, counter to what you have planned. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes when I see, you have to get it, you know, what Rastaman tell you all the time, these things are illusion. They are illusions, man.
They create an illusion. Black Lives
Yes,
Matter
they
created
are
an illusion.
illusions to separate us
Mm-hmm.
into a warring fraction. You get what I'm saying?
I like the way you answered that in a politically correct way.
No, because this is as a Rastaman king, we have to step off. The thing is, you know, if I go into my own personal belief and step away from myself, then thoughts of revenge, thoughts of anger, thoughts of these things are like a shell that you wear, like a clothes.
Right.
That's not you. You are inside there.
To me, it seems like Black Lives Matter, they only care about the black man if you get killed by a white person.
But think about it. This has been happening a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So people like what I realize is that what I observe, people like slogans. They like to run with slogans. So is this a new issue? No. But people have political motivations for starting stuff.
Right.
But every time they try, that's why I tell you about the Mosai. Every time they try to do something bad, the Mosai have a way to make it good. They took up a lot of us from Ghana and ship us to Jamaica. Now these guys, all the Jamaicans within 100 meters, like, everybody like, oh my God, why are they so fast? No, the thing is, reggae music, Bob Marley, Teacha Dee, all of us, we are a result of what was done to us in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not telling the black man or the white man, because this is the vibration. I have a song say Forward Black Man. You remember that song?
Yeah.
That one went over them head again because they never get it. And this was before all of that. Because you can sense these things coming in. You can sense these things coming. If you're on the internet, you can see these things coming. Because now everyone have a video can show this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. So when a person see that opportunity, hear them, Black Lives Matters, everybody go, yay! And they just form this group and you sell a few t-shirts and what happened?
Black Lives Matter is a good title, but it has a whole bunch of underlying agendas.
That's the problem. That's the problem I have with it. So this is the thing. Even though I have that problem with it, that I know that there are a lot of stuff happening underneath there. If I see someone doing, in my opinion now, something helpful towards the community, something good under this banner, I will never come and say, hey man, don't use this banner. I'm not gonna do that. It's like a man singing a song that is not reggae and call it reggae and it have a good message, but it's not reggae. I'm not gonna say, hey, come here, man, that's not reggae. Don't come.
In Germany, what is the relationship like between Black people and the police?
Okay, so Germany have different parts, and I am not 100% certain about what's happening in the eastern parts. I was generally advised not to go there.
It must be a lot of Black people there.
Yeah, but the truth is, brethren, I have not experienced any of these horrible things that I hear a lot of even some of my friends speaking about. And I think that is one of the good things about my life, and I give thanks to the way of Rastafari. You have to be like water. This is water, right? And if you slam your hand against it, bam, you could break your wrist.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you just take your time and put your hand in, you just accept your hand easily. I think one of the reasons a lot of people are having so much problem outside of what we call institutionalized racism, and the other one that is just something that flare up, is that you have to learn from a spiritual point of view that you manifest to how your environment react to you. And that is one thing that I think a lot of us are not told. We know the reality. If I'm on the train and I'm going through, I know I'm a black man. You don't have to remind me of that. I am on the train. If the conductor comes to me and say, if he passed everyone, and he comes to me and says, sir, can I see your ticket? There's two ways to deal with it. Is either you take a ticket out and you say, here's my ticket. Or why you pass all those guys and come to me? Is it because I'm black? So what I'm trying to explain is that the reality is there, but I am
Sometimes
mindful
it's just a
of,
coincidence. Sometimes it's not always racism.
you know what I realize? There is a promoted fear. There is a promoted fear that is broadcasted
Especially
against
here in America, the media is the #1 dividers. Is it the same way in Germany?
everywhere, brethren, everywhere, everywhere. So the vibration is, I became aware when I started to go to some places where they have never seen a Jamaican before. I have been in a village, I think it was 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I was on tour with Gappy Ranks and Lady G and so on. I think this place we went all around in Holland. And that was a nice area to see. I went back to Holland to do a show, and I was with the promoter, and we went to a different village. And when I went into the village, the people, they stand and look at me like, and I was like, okay. And even the children were like, ah! I was like, okay. I understood what was happening. And the man said to me, hey, it's the first time I see a Rasta man with that here, and close up, close up. But the adults were more controlled, you know, them say hi and say from Jamaica and say yes. And
Yeah.
and you know, we start to laugh and talk, and you know, everything was nice. But the first initial reaction, and this is one thing, you know, I suggest ones and ones learn to control. The first initial reaction sometimes can cause the whole thing to go down the hill. So once you're aware of your situation, nothing, if you're not aware, fine. But if you're aware, if I'm driving in America and I know that, well, down in this state, when the troopers stop you, they're just looking for you to react a certain way. I'm not gonna be afraid,
Right.
but I'm still not gonna be stupid. So in the end of the day, I'm not gonna say my black brothers are being stupid or nothing like this. That's not the truth. I think there is a level of frustration too. Frustration too, man. It is happening over and over and over, and you can't take it no more.
Sometimes Black people, they create their own problem when they could just relax, like you were saying, and just be cool with the cop or whatever. And then the cop will go off of your energy. Most of the time, it'd be something so small that it could have been avoided, but you blow it up. Why you got to see my ID? You know, and you're just so angry.
Let me tell you a story.
The rap music and the movies and the culture is just pushed on Black people to be rebellious.
Yes, and if you know that they are not getting the truth about you, you know that they are not getting the truth about you. Mm-hmm. You have to try and help them see the truth.
That's why I like your music.
Yeah, help them, man. All right, where I am now, I saw racism the first couple of weeks I was here. I mean, these people are they're in age. I mean, they think a different way. And racism came, and I was like, okay, I was smiling.
But here's the thing, maybe they have certain stereotypes, but once they approach you and talk to you, they realize that you're not like that.
That is the thing. But the thing is, Nate, they believe that if they meet me and you, right? You and I, they will think that, okay, it's just these two are not like that. The rest are. That's the problem. The problem is they are not. I think every racist should take the chance to travel more, go to other countries, just travel, man. Because most people who I see exhibiting these harsh racial overtones, they don't leave out of that little area that they live in, that little town. They don't leave out there. Travel, man. Go somewhere and meet people. Go to Jamaica.
Unfortunately,
Go to, yeah?
here in America, we got a stereotype of Black guys. I call them Pookie and Ray Ray. These
Yeah.
are the guys that got their pants hanging off their butt. They want to shoot people and sell drugs and act the fool in the street. And they make all Black men look bad. They create the stereotype for us. Let me ask you about, do you think that, is it a such thing as white privilege?
Yes. But there is also Black privilege. All right. Listen. If I walk into with my locks and everything, if I walk on stage, automatically everybody think, oh, this guy is a singer, he's a reggae man, right? As a Jamaican, it also comes with a little bit more. You go there, you're Jamaican, and say, yeah, man, one love, all that. Some places you go as an American, people love you too, because, yeah, we love America. Some place not. It's the same thing with Jamaica, some place not. Because Jamaicans in the past did some stuff, the yardies and gangs, and we are not innocent either. You know what I'm saying? So in a system, what some of us don't get is that, let's say I'm in Germany now, you're looking at a country many thousands of years old. It's not young. They have a way of doing things. And if you look at the American system, it was established a certain way. So just like what Marcus Garvey was trying to do, was trying to get the Black people to come together and know their worth. That was the most important part for me. That was the most inspirational part.
And Marcus Garvey was such a positive figure where he didn't care about racism. He never wanted Black people to hate white people.
No, but he wanted them, he wanted them to come together. And that's what I said to you. These things, you can't really force them. They have to happen naturally. So the idea that was planted, it grew over time. And I'm inspired by that. You know, but why I went over there was to show you that it took a man like him to highlight certain privileges that were not right. Even in Costa Rica, when the pay was not right with the United Fruit Company and so. And then people will try to adjust, or then we'll have to have some protest or something. But if we are not trying to fix this systematic problem, it makes no sense you're arguing over the symptoms. Because the policeman out there killing a Black man is a symptom of a problem. It's not the real problem. The real problem is what is happening systematically in there. From you were being trained to be a police officer, did they try to find out if you're coming in here with racist issues? No. They accepted them and put them in this group. I heard that they found out they were in some form of organized group. That should not happen in this system. You get what I'm saying? So we have a system that was created this way. And every Rastaman has been saying it. Divide and rule is their plan. A lot of people just listen it and they just laugh and they don't get it. They're trying to divide to rule. So in the system, the division is like a seed and it grows out. I told you they tried to do it to me. When I was a teacher, they was like, hey, you're not like them, you know, you are a social worker. And they tell the soldier, they are civilians and you are, so they have a way of labeling people and shift them aside. And if they get you to think like that in the system, how are you going to treat the people? Just like you think.
In America, the black people are more racist than the white people.
It's possible. This is the thing. I wish for you to think about prejudice against racists. Sometimes people are prejudiced In my view, I think people can have their prejudices
Mhm.
once they don't make it a problem for someone else. So a man can say, okay, I don't like you, your skin is too dark. Fine. If a man comes to me and say, Teacher Dee, your skin is too dark, I don't like you. I said, love, you don't like me. It's okay not to like me. I don't care what your issue is. If you don't like me because my locks is too long, if you don't like me because I have gray hair, if you don't like me because my eyes are always red, if you don't like, it don't matter. But if you keep it to yourself over there, like I don't like him, and you stay there, it's cool. So your prejudice
I
can
like
stay
that.
with you.
That's the
But once
message
you
that I
start
always
to,
try to teach people.
yeah,
Why do
once
you
you
care if
start to,
somebody is racist in their own private home if they're not
yeah,
doing anything to you in public?
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But in
It's
America,
cool.
black people in America want white people to love them.
Yeah, that's
It's idiotic.
it's not idiotic, it's wish, it's how you must say,
But they the same black people that they want white people to love them, but them type of black people hate white people.
illusion again. The truth is, if you I always said to anytime I'm having this discussion, I always say to people,
Mhm.
even television now comes with a lot of colors.
Mhm.
We can't be thinking in black and white, black and white. Even I couldn't tell last I see anything in black and white, like a television or a laptop. So the truth is, we must understand where this root is. Remember, I tell you some problems are
Mhm.
systematic. And if the black man look up to a white God, if the black man sits inside a building and have an image of a God and say, this is my God,
Yeah.
psychologically, inside, he's not gonna love himself enough.
Yeah, I understand that. Right now, there's a culture war in America against the straight white Christian conservative man. You heard about that?
No, I'm not aware of this. What's
Oh,
happening there?
is no culture war against the straight white Christian man where you live?
No, I because you know I'm a Rasta man. I'm
Because
a
here's
bit
the thing,
out of the Christian circle. I don't know what's happening over
right?
there.
Let me explain it. It's like, okay, Chicago, I'm sure you heard of Chicago.
Yes,
Um,
I keep a look on Chicago. Yes.
Black people kill each other. Out there, they rob, they kill, they rape, and Chicago crime is going crazy. And
Yeah.
then they blame the problem on the white man, and the white man is not even there.
Yes.
They don't hold each other accountable for what's going on. They say that it's white supremacy that's doing it.
Yes. 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 Yes.
It's an illusion.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So let me. Who's your? If you could name your top three greatest men of all time, who would that be?
Oh, Jack. A tree, only tree. ah. Haile Selassie, there
Oh,
is no other like him, no other like him. Haile Selassie, Babylon a fight him, but I him a my king. I have never seen another king who burn a fire upon the dirty system and tell them this is not the right way to live. But not segregation, think positive, come on. All right, so Haile Selassie I first. Well, not because I am Rastafari, but straight up. I have never seen another king. I study history too. I study as far back as to Babylon, as far back as to the Persian. I study so far back about civilization. I have never seen another king like this man who traveled to everywhere and try to tell people unite. So that's number
everybody else
one.
was trying to conquer.
Yeah?
All the other kings was trying to conquer.
Yes, that was their main thing. Yeah, yeah. Selassie I. All right. The second one, in my humble opinion, it's very hard for all of them, King. It's just very hard for all of them. So let me put Holy Emmanuel in the same vibration. Um, I could why this is not so easy. It's like I have to can I put a gap between Selassie and the next person? All right, so there's Haile Selassie up here, but there's this big gap, okay? There's this big gap, big gap. I found myself being inspired by this man here, Gandhi, and I know Mahatma Gandhi. I know there are some controversial things that he said, and I know there is a lot of discussion into those things.
Gandhi,
But
he was a socialist, right?
as was said, but there was I read somewhere that there were some racist undertones too, and um, people don't get. As I said, you can be inspired and then you can be influenced. And there is something about what a person do and what they are trying to do.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I also was inspired by the reach that he had and the humility that was shown. Yeah. So why I'm pausing, I don't know where to put him in this line because then you have Mahatma Buddha too. I don't know if I'm no, it is Buddha. Yeah, Buddha. You just said the Buddha. So I have never sat and did this list, Nate. You're putting me on the spot to put them in a
I
line.
should have told you ahead of time I was going to
Yeah,
ask
no,
you.
because this is the thing. The thing is, even though I am not
Maybe your
a person.
grandfather would be a good one.
No, wait. No, my grandfather would not be in the top three. Because I am not going to take it into that level. So what I'm trying to say to you is that in my whole brain now and how I put things around, if I go into my personal tree, no one would know these three people. So I try to be a little wider and pick those three. So the wider thing I can think of, really, there is this man called the Dalai Lama. I really listen to some of the stuff he says too, from a spiritual point of view, and has
Where
to
do you
be
find
in
him
that.
at? Where's he
Huh?
from? Where he from?
Well, it's a little controversial again. All right, in Thailand, in Thailand, in Tibet, in Pakistan, in all of that little region, you have this ism. You know, you remember we're talking about the ism. So when you have this following of your teaching, then comes a ism. So I am not a follower of Buddhism,
Yeah.
or any ism, but I like to follow and listen other opinions spiritually and the oneness of all things. Even though I show all praises and respect and adoration to his Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie. So from that controversy of China and this whole
You're teaching me people I need to look up and learn about.
yeah, you see, if you go too deep, we'll be here for 5 hours. But what I'm saying is, they were saying that he's not the real Dalai Lama. They swap him out and all kind of controversy going on over there. But this man, if you listen to him too, and there's another man. This new age, I would say, is a mystic. I don't know if
that was three people you gave me, right? That was three.
No, just chill, man. Chill. There is. Have you ever really listened to this man called Sadhguru?
No.
Sadhguru. He's a man who When I listen to him, I have to laugh sometimes because he have a way of explaining the illusions away.
Mm-hmm.
And as I say, I'm not following mysticism, you know, but Sadhguru, he have a way to show you the illusion right in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really listen to him, some illusions just they are quicker to come out into view.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, man. I mean, even recently, I watched a clip that he was saying, "Hey, all this trouble going around, don't spend your time on that. Spend your time on yourself." You know, and this is the thing that a lot of people don't really get. He can show you how to break up those illusions that people just believe in. Like a man said, if you do yoga, the devil will go in you. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
what kind of religious movement you have if you bend your body one way, the devil will come in you because you bend your body a certain way, you know. So it is one more. So on a personal scale now, my friend, on a personal scale now, um, because I am a Rasta man, if I should just pick my top three, that we will be into Rastafari, you know. As a person before Rasta, then my family would come in as I said, my grandfather. Yeah, and I want to tell you my grandfather would be before my father too. You know, my grandfather would come there. Um, some people who has been around me from ever since, you know. So it is just a joy. It's very hard for me now to
Yeah.
pick three from this circle
Okay.
that is a contributive factor inspirationally towards who I identified myself to be, you know.
Let me ask you, which one do you prefer, socialism or capitalism?
Oh, Jack. All right. Capitalism is totally out. It's just so much a man can aspire for in a earth.
It's
I
a
mean,
free
you know that.
market for everybody, right?
I mean, the earth allegedly owes billions of dollars, and there is no other planet to. The earth have a global debt. To who? To which planet? You know. So this is a nonsensical vibration. Now, with socialism, as much as I really love the idea of maybe a kind of democratic socialism, um, I fear that people are more willing to accept a communist vibe. You
Venezuela got
know,
ruined from socialism.
people, you hear what I just said? You used to use MySpace. Did you have a MySpace
Yeah,
account?
at the very end.
All right, MySpace was a place where you could go, you have just this democratic vibe. You could create your own page how you like it. You
Mhm.
could add this, add that. Everything could go well how you wish it to go. And it failed really. Because people with all that freedom now had pages that were full of viruses, that was stealing your information, that was doing this, was doing that. And when you look at Facebook now, that is most popular, you don't have any freedom. You just get a profile, everyone have the same thing. You don't have no choice on how to do nothing. Yes, you add a profile photo, you add a banner cover, but that's it. You can't shift this thing to over there and organize your stuff. And people are just more comfortable with that. So in my personal choice, if I had to choose between the socialism and capitalism is it's just a pointless race. It's a pointless race to me. Democracy, on the other hand, in a social sense, like I said, that democratic socialism vibration.
Mhm.
When I was in Greece, I was speaking to a very high-ranking Rasta lady down there, and she was explaining to me that true democracy is when the people really make the choice. And she was in Greece telling me this and said, yeah, teach, you know that Greece was really the start of this, but it was a good idea. And I was like, is she telling me that the democracy that I think exists is not real? And she was saying, teach, it was really a good idea, but I said, what do you mean? And she said, think about it. If tomorrow the price of gas should go up by $1, did you help to choose it? And I said, no. And he said, And he said, in a true democracy, and I think in Switzerland they have something close to that where if something must change, everyone vote on it. They know, like with your cell phone.
Yeah.
But just think of it, my friend. If you are in the United States, or I am in Jamaica right now, and some changes must happen, the member of parliament that allegedly everybody vote for, we're not going to discuss voter fraud and those things, and he go up and you don't realize that he's getting the money from a big company over there, and then he is not representing our best interests. So is it true democracy if tomorrow morning the government announced that it is gonna be mandatory vaccination, so to speak? Sorry to use the word, they're gonna flag your thing. No?
So it doesn't really sound like you're too much of a political guy at all. You kind of really don't support socialism or capitalism, really, right?
The truth is, when it comes to politics,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a book that you should really get into. You must look up this book by Niccolo Machiavelli. It's called The Prince. When I studied that book, I realized that politics is really a game. And I understood why the Rastas before me call it politics and those things, because you might be caught up into brands as we were just talking about with Black Life Matters and Our Life Matters and We Matter and Them Matter. If you start to follow just a brand, notice everyone when they're trying to run for presidency or prime ministers or anything, they find this punchline. Yes, we can, or whatever, or I am with her, or they have to find this nice catchy phrase. Prosperity and we can do it, and they have this little phrase. When you study this book, you understand that it's all about this game called power.
Let me ask you, Germany's a democracy?
I am not the right person to tell you about the German democratic process, but yes, it is not communist as you would think, sir. A lot of people have this belief system because this is what is being pushed by the media too. It is very, very democratic. I mean, how can I explain it? There are a lot more parties here than the United States, for example. You know, you have two there, maybe.
Let me ask you one more thing. What did you think? What is your impression of Donald Trump?
He is a popular guy. He's famous. He's very famous. It's just a mystery. All right, let me start with him now. In my opinion, when he went to the height where he got to, I think I was not totally surprised, but I was wondering, how did this happen? Understanding what I was just explaining to you about the political hooks and how politics work and who is moving Machiavellian and these things. When he went where he was, I was like, oh, yeah, so this is kind of like just gathering the people. And
I like Trump. I think he was a great man. Well,
no, this is the thing. This is the thing. I think this was what happened with Marcus Garvey too. I am careful of going into this trap where people tell you the truth and they show you their true face or whatever you think this illusion is. But underneath this again, they are really making matters a little worse.
Yeah.
So what was happening with Marcus Garvey? If you study Marcus Garvey too, there was this other thing that they were saying about Marcus Garvey, and he was meeting with Ku Klux Klan leaders and all these things. And when they asked Marcus Garvey, like, what was the reason for this? And he said, you respect a person who speak the mind straight.
Same
And
thing with Malcolm X.
yeah, they tell you exactly what they're dealing with, and they're not gonna give you no trick and illusion.
So in your opinion, Donald Trump was an honest man?
I wouldn't say honest, because I have yet to see a true honest politician. But I think what he was trying to do, if it was not self-serving, because only he can explain that, was that he was trying to
He's
represent.
always a little self-serving.
Yeah, I think, and this is just my opinion, because based on what I study and watch, I think the people were kind of fed up of just following the same rat wheel. And here is a man who sell the idea of we are going against the rat wheel.
Yeah.
And then as I said, you can have good intentions and then other things make it worse. So then
the media make it worse.
The other groups, because you must understand, if I jump up as a Rastaman and I say one love and everything, then other groups can come and join behind one or two things that I say. And then my set of followers now have this crazy set of groups of people behind. And if you as a leader don't look around at one of those groups and say, hey, do not misrepresent the message that I'm putting out here. You come under here because you can't fit over there, or something I said bring you here, but don't let your ideology paint over my ideology. So that's where I'm gonna go with it. The truth is, and on him now, the truth is I am not such a believer that he was truly racist. I think, and I read some things he said in the past, like if I'm gonna run for president, I would run as Republican because they are this and they are that. In my opinion, without judging him still, there are people who are what you call like an opportunist. They see an opportunity to either make history or help the situation, and they just fall into that opportunity. And if you're in over your head, then you can have a real catastrophe, Virgin. And sometimes if you're trying and you're not getting help, let's say you have this vision, but you're not getting help, that is a problem. And it goes for everyone, not just for him. And it don't matter where his vision is. Because somehow, if you get the wrong help, then you've gone down that side of separation again.
That's true.
And it don't matter if he came out with a Bible, and don't matter if he's in a spiritual warfare with people that we can't understand no under there. The truth will not be out so easily. But it's the same thing I say to you, it's the same thing I'm looking out for. I know that I have a platform. I understand that there are going to be people who try to use this platform to do their own self-serving agenda. But I will never allow anyone to take their ideology that is counter with my ideology and try to push it in front as this is what my platform represents. So, Mr. Trump, if some of the stuff that was happening in your platform, you were not representing them, outright push it out.
True.
Loud, clear, without a doubt, push it out. Because it don't matter if you require the support, you're still hugging up them and saying this, that, and you tighten it up. Because in the end of the day, it's politics you're playing. And if you're playing politics, understand the game. You're going to hurt yourself with these people.
That's a lot right there.
Yeah.
Teacha Dee, tell the people how they can find your music.
Oh, Music again. Yes, Rastafari, if you wish to find Teacha Dee's reggae music, roots reggae music, and recently some dancehall, TeachADee on any music providing platform, or I am Teacha Dee on Instagram, right?
Right.
Teacha Dee, Teacha, that's a teacher, the Jamaican word, and
Everybody need to
Dee,
check his music out. It's really nice. It's
yeah,
relaxing. It's positive.
yeah,
It's no negativity.
and just say
It's
hi.
family. You make family friendly music where you can have the kids in the back seat. You don't got to worry about, oh, let me turn this down. It's for
Yeah,
everybody.
I had to, you see, I had to I had to do that because I cannot create a song that no one of the children around me, none of my children, nobody else can listen to. You have to turn it off when they come through.
And I feel like you a man that got a lot of wisdom based off of the conversation we had. Are you
Yeah,
working on a book? Are you going to write a book?
I thought about it, but I must tell you, I started to write a book when I was in teaching, but it was nothing to do with spiritual stuff, and I put it aside. I wish to write one, but I don't know when I'm going to start. So what I do is I put this knowledge into the music a little by little by little. So I want to tell you that between last year and this year, you are the second person that is asking me about this book thing. So maybe this energy is pushing towards me like teacher, right?
Hey, when
Right?
you write your book, make sure you mention me and the other person.
Ah, yes. No problem, man. No problem. All is one king. And because of that, you know, we just have to be mindful.
Yeah,
Mindful. You know,
right.
watch what you fill your mind with, you know. Be mindful and watch what you fill your mind with, you know what I
And, and,
mean?
and one more thing, can people reach out to you if they have any questions, like via Instagram or Facebook or something?
Yes, people
What,
always do so. The thing is,
what's your Instagram name?
my Instagram is I am Teacha Dee.
Okay.
I am Teacha Dee, one word. And you follow the hashtag Teacha Dee, you find me.
Yeah.
And I always check these messages, even in the spam folder. I check all of these things. That was how this deal
Yeah.
came up with the movie thing.
Nice.
So yeah,
Hey
don't
man,
be
but it was nice, man. I enjoyed your time here. We are
yeah.
overtime now.
Really? What? Wait, really? Felt like 30 minutes, man.
Hey man, we gotta do it again if you want to come back on or something.
Yeah, man. Anytime, because listen, King. In Earth, and this is what I'm closing with, because in Earth, we have to just always allow ourselves to grow, and it doesn't matter how hard it is to grow. We should try to grow. And most people are not willing to do so because they are so comfortable where they are, and they don't see the push or the need or the requirement to do so. And in my opinion, and I like to share my opinion, I'm not going to tell people what to do. I'm not a religious leader.
Mhm.
I like to sing, and I just sing. And I try my best to put good messages in my music.
Right.
But until we are in the seat and the shoes of another person, judgment is waste of time. Yeah. So when you say earlier that teacher, you're real politically correct. The thing is, as a Rasta man and as a person I am now, I have to be careful of how I judge when I am not in the shoe. And the truth is, um, if we do that, then it doesn't even matter if we are faced with racism. It doesn't matter if we're faced with all kind of social prejudice. We just have to step back first and realize what the reality is that we're standing in. And when we know what the reality is, you either try to learn from it as to not go back in there, or you try to do something about it where it matters. So this is how we learn to do things. We try to do something where it matters. It's not just running behind slogans and gangs and crews and no, 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 no. If you wish to change the system, you can do so by becoming a part of it as the change. You know, I don't run around. I don't have a song cursing these guys singing gunman thing and those stuff. Not really. I try to be the change. So I do what I see as necessary. So if all our black brother them Nate, do what is necessary to further the oneness, they don't have to sit and wish for white people to love them or Indians to love them or Chinese to love them. How can we expect people to love us for who we are? Let me straighten my face. If we do not love ourselves, a large percentage of my brother, they will bleach out them skin, them don't like it, them say it no white enough or it no light color enough. And if you don't accept yourself for who you are, if you don't love yourself for who you are, who is going to love you for who you are?
That's true.
So we have to respect man like Marcus Messiah David. I will
Right.
tell them long time.
Before I let you go, is there anything you wanted to ask me?
Go again?
Before I let you go, is there anything you wanted to ask me?
Oh, well, there is a lot of stuff, but I don't know if this is the platform. But what
Hey,
I'm saying,
we got to do it again. We got to do it again.
No, what I'm saying is your creation that you have here. I am very happy to see it, and I'm not just saying it because you're interviewing me, and I don't know your full story, but just like me, you could have gone a different road. You know, we grew up in a society where we could have been with the gun. We could have been, you know, we could have been the most notorious. You know, Rasta artist Turtle and sing this song. Say, I could have been one of the most notorious. It's true. We could have been the most notorious, but what you're doing here, sir, it is commendable. And I wish to see more of this, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
I hope you go to our YouTube channel and check out some of the stuff I say so you could get a better understanding of
I am going to. The thing is, as I told you, when
you're
you
super busy, I know that.
I was deep down in Italy and all that kind of stuff. So I now I'm going to take some time and I'm going to really check out what is happening. But I got an overview. I listened stuff. I just never watched the full thing.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, this creation that you have, brethren, it is very powerful. Yeah, and with powers come responsibility.
Yes, I appreciate that, man.
You're so responsible, and I am happy I did this interview.
Yes, thank you, Teacha Dee. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna talk soon. I'm gonna message you.
Blessed love, King.
All right, man. See you later.